Okay, I can see you guys now. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Suraj. Good evening, Abhishek, Shreyas, Bhagishri, 140 lyrics. Good evening, Kavya. Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Guys, please let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ronak. Guys, am I audible? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see my screen? Hi, Chintan. Hi, Nikhil. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Raj. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Hanila. Am I audible to everyone? Please confirm me that, guys. Am I audible? Can you guys see my screen? Okay, that's great. That's great. Kavita, good evening, Sheikh. Good evening, Vipal. Good evening, Kavya. Good evening, everyone. Harshit, Suraj. Okay, so good evening once again to everyone and welcome to the first day of this React Essential course. Okay, so welcome to all of you. And first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. So my name is Saurabh Gupta, and I'm teaching Let's Upgrade from last 1.5 years. And I'm going to be taking your 5-day React Essential course. Okay, and we are going to do a lot of things. We're going to learn all the basics. We'll see how to create a project. We'll see how to work with components, props, state. If you ever heard of these things, we are going to do everything. Okay, and at the end, we are also going to create a project. So we have a lot of things to do in the next 5 days. So for all the people asking how many days this course will last, so this course will be starting today, that is Monday, and it will go till Friday. Okay. So my name is Saurabh Gupta, and I'll be trainer for the next 5 days. And I'm here in Mumbai taking your live sessions. So I also want all of you guys to tell me from which cities in India you guys are joining from, so that we can see how many people are joining here and from where. How many hours daily, sir? It will be around 1 hour to 1 hour and 15 minutes. But yeah, the last project session will be a little bigger because I need more time to create a big project, right? At least a good fundamental project. So come on, guys, tell me everyone from which places in India or outside of India you guys are joining. Come on, let's see the diversity, everyone. Madhya Pradesh, Coimbatore, Raj, Kadapa, Solapur, Bihar, Aligarh, Kerala, Nepal, Rohtak, Hyderabad, Tamil Nadu, okay, Vadodara, Telangana, Jalgaon. Okay, there's one more guy. Okay, Sarma, I know you. I know you. I have seen you a lot of essential session. That's great to see you again, buddy. Chennai, Gujarat, Bangladesh. That's great. So we have a lot of people from India as well as outside of India. I'm really glad that you guys are joining here. Okay. So if you guys know me, I have taken a lot of essentials on YouTube. If you guys don't know me, not a problem at all. You will know me in the next 5 days. We're going to do a lot of things together. We are going to learn all the basics and fundamentals of React together. Okay, so once again, welcome to all of you joining from all the places in the world. Okay, from Delhi, Ahmednagar, from everywhere. Welcome back. Okay, so before starting, I have a few things to tell you. Okay, so if you're joining this course, okay, you're also going to get some certificates, guys. So let me tell you what is the process of getting certificates. So the first thing is you have to register for the course. Okay, so for all the guys who have registered it, that's great. But for all the guys who have not registered, don't worry, the link of registration for this course will be in the chat in some time. Just keep watching it, and then you can just click on that and register yourself. What is the benefit of registering? First of all, you make yourself eligible for getting certificates. Second thing, whatever I do here, whatever projects I create, whatever assignments I want to give, I will give it and it will come to you in your mail. So if you register it, your mail IDs will be with us, and so that I can give you all the things. Okay, so you can see the registration link is in the chat. Please go ahead and register it. Okay, and one more thing, after completion of the course, there will be one exam. Okay, so you have to give that exam, a small exam, and once you give that exam and pass it, you'll get a course completion certificate. Okay, that's one thing. And every day there will be attendance link. Okay, that will be in the chat every day. So you just have to fill that attendance every day, and at the end, if you have filled all of days attendance, you'll also get a participation certificate. So there are two certificates. One is the participation certificate and one is the course completion certificate. So if you mark your attendance daily, you'll basically get a participation certificate, and if you give the exam at the end and pass it, you'll also get a course completion certificate. So that's the whole thing, guys. That's all, nothing more than this. And now what you guys have to do is you guys have to be with me till the whole 5 days and watch everything that I do, and also try to do it on yourself. So this is React Essentials, and we're going to do a lot of things. Okay, so I hope everything is cleared, guys. So now, first of all, everyone, please tell me, are we excited to learn React? Everyone, are we excited to learn React? Guys, come on, tell me everyone. How many hours class, sir, daily? It will be around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes daily. And on the last day, it might be around 1.5 hours, maybe, or 1 hour and 45 minutes. Because on the last day, we're going to create a project. So we'll be learning a lot of things, guys. Let me tell you, we're going to learn about components, about states, about props, about how to handle states. We'll also see how to call network, how to use APIs, right? How to call APIs and get data. And on the last day, we're also going to create a project that is on Friday. Okay. So that's it. Now let's stop here and let's start with the things that we are supposed to do here. Okay. So before starting, let's do the thing that we always do. Okay. And why do I? Yeah. So first of all, let me open a notepad that I'm going to be using for the next 5 minutes. Okay. Just to explain you what are we going to learn here. Okay. So we are here to learn React. Okay. And before me explaining that, let me ask you guys, what do you guys know about React? Everyone, come on, tell me whatever you know, whatever you ever heard, whatever you know. Tell me anything that you know. Come on, guys. According to you, what exactly is React? And one more thing, guys. One more thing. If you know a little bit of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it will definitely help. Okay. So if you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it will definitely help. If you don't know, not a problem. You can still watch everything from here. But if you know, that's amazing. It will definitely help because JavaScript is like a prerequisite for React. Okay. So that's why. Okay, framework, JavaScript library, JS library. It's a scripting language. Okay, clone with other apps. Okay, I'm getting all the answers now. I can see a lot of people giving me correct answers. Is basic JS enough? Yes, Nimish. Basic JS, if you know functions, loops, everything, that much is enough. Okay, JavaScript library and React JS, everything is component. Okay, JavaScript framework. Okay, I got a lot of answers and some of them were correct and some of them are not correct. So don't worry if you're not correct, we're going to do everything. Okay, so guys, let's start. I've got all the answers now. Let's start. So what is React, or sometimes we also call it React JS? What exactly is it? So it is nothing but a JavaScript library. React is a JavaScript library. Now, see, sometimes we can also call it a framework, but mostly we don't consider it a framework because framework is like a big architecture. Library is just like a collection of packages, right? So most of the times, React is considered as a JavaScript library. But yeah, you can also consider it a framework. That's fine. But mostly it's a library, guys. Okay, so if I have to like give percentage, it's a 70% library and 30% framework. Okay, so what is it? It is nothing but a JS library. Now, when you like say a JS library, what is the meaning of a JS library? That means it is nothing but it is a collection of a lot of packages, a lot of functionalities written in JS that you are going to use directly into your project. So that means it is basically built on the language called JavaScript. So first of all, guys, make sure it is cleared. React JS is not a language. No. So a lot of people are saying, right, it's a language. It's not a language. It's a JS library. Simple. It's a JS library that has a lot of packages that you can use to create your own project really quick. Okay. That's it. That's all. That's all React is. But yeah, it has some of the most beautiful and wonderful packages that we're going to use. Okay, that will speed up our development process so that we can create our projects faster. Is that clear, everyone? So that's it. So now see, when you go and when I say you okay, fine, I want to create a project, what do? When I say I want to create a website, you go ahead, create a HTML file, create a CSS file, create a JavaScript file, write everything on your own. But when you use React, a lot of things are already done for you. You're just going to use them and it will basically help us to create our project in a much more convenient and faster way. And our project is also going to be fast. Okay, normally when you create everything yourself from scratch, sometimes if there's a lot of code and everything, our project becomes slow. But when we create using React, everything is properly optimized because those things are pre-built. We are not building them, we are just using them. So our projects are going to be faster, and you will see, don't worry, you will see how fast actually can we create projects here. Okay. Okay, some people are asking what is the difference between a library and a framework. I'll tell you. See, a library is nothing but a collection of packages. Okay, a library is nothing but a collection of packages. A framework can be considered as a collection of libraries, and also it is an architecture. It already has a project architecture. So library is something like, okay, fine, it's a collection of packages. Create your own project in your own way, and whenever you want to use a library, you can integrate it and use it. You can use the library functions. But when you talk about a framework, framework is like a big project architecture that has a lot of libraries, as well as it also has the basic setup of a project. And then you integrate your functionalities in the framework. Okay, so framework is like a big setup of a project in which you go ahead and integrate your things to make it like your project. But library, on the other hand, it's just a collection of functionalities that you can use in your own project. That's it, right? If you go by levels, first comes modules, a collection of functions. Then you have what? Then you have this thing called packages. That is nothing but like if you divide your modules properly that are doing different things, that can be considered as a package. And when you like have multiple packages doing different things, that can be called as a library. Okay, and then when you go one level up, then there is a framework, a collection of libraries, and also a complete project architecture. Okay, so that is the levels: modules, packages, libraries, framework. Framework is the biggest thing. Okay, so React JS is a JS library. I hope everyone has understood this. Now then, let's go and let's start things. And again, I'm telling you guys, if you know HTML, CSS, and JS, it's going to help us a lot. Okay, that's cool. Now, when you like go ahead and create your own project in HTML and CSS and JS, what do we do? Okay, fine. If I tell you, okay, fine, I want to create a page like Flipkart. So let me open Chrome, guys. Let me open Chrome and let me show you a few things. Okay, so let's say someone tells me create a site like this. Okay, flipkart.com, something like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create a HTML file and a CSS file and a JS file. Okay, and then I'm going to start creating everything. I'll create divs, sections, style them, and do everything. Okay, but you can do the same thing but using React in a much more convenient and faster way, where your code looks really good and maintainable. Okay, so what React says is, I'll tell you how, like what approach React follows. So what React says is, consider every element in your screen, in your web page, as a component, and create everything differently. So for example, when you create your own HTML page, what do? You create everything in the same page: your header, then your nav bar, then your gallery, then everything, right, in the same page. But when you React, what React says is, okay, don't follow that approach, do this instead. Consider everything as a component. Okay, so think of this header bar like a component, think of this additional bar like a component, think of this slider as a component, think of this best value fashion section as a component, think of this men's footwear section as a component. So consider everything as a separate component and create everything separately, and then at the end integrate all of them to create a web page. Now what is the best part about creating everything separately? The best thing is you can reuse any component at any point of time in any page. That is the best part of creating a component. It increases reusability. Okay, and you can remove anything at one point of time, you can add anything at any point of time, and you can reuse anything wherever you want, because everything is created separately. You just have to like think, okay, fine, I have to integrate this component to create a particular web page. So what React follows something called as component based development. Okay, it follows what? Component based development. So it tells you to consider everything, even the smallest thing sometimes, as a component. Now that is something that we're going to learn how to think, which thing to create a component, right? That is something we have to think. That is something we'll learn in the next 5 days, how to think, how to create a proper component, or what to consider like a component. That is something we'll learn. But remember guys, React says consider everything as a component and create everything differently. And a component in itself, it's nothing but an HTML file, a CSS file, and a JS file, something like that. But don't worry, we'll also talk about that. Okay, is it clear guys? Are we cleared? Everyone, are we clear with the concept of React? Okay, so it's a JS library that follows component based approach in creating web pages. Okay, and React is also considered as a front end development library. Okay, so it basically helps you to develop the front end. That means React is never going to connect to databases or do anything like that. React is not for backend part. No, React is only for front end. That means it will only create UIs for you. That's it. React is also considered as a UI framework. So UI framework or front end development framework or whatever you want to call it, you can call it. Okay. So React is a JS library that follows component based approach of development, and that helps you to build attractive and interactive user interfaces. That's it. It is not for backend. Is that clear? So that's the definition that you can tell to anyone. That's it, guys. Okay, everyone. I hope we are clear with this definition. I hope we are cleared. All the 83 people watching, guys, are we cleared? Can we move ahead now? Because now we have to learn how to work with it, how to install a React library, and how to create your own project, and how to move ahead and start creating components and everything. So, guys, are we cleared? Everyone, I want every one of you to answer. Are we cleared? Okay, that is amazing. Okay, then let's move ahead. Now, then, the first thing. Okay, so now if you want to start developing React based projects, if you want to start developing React projects or React based projects, the first thing that you have to install in your PC. Now, first of all, let's do the setup. What are the things that you will need? Okay, so the first thing that you have to install in your PC is something called as Node.js. Okay, so you can go ahead and simply search for like Node.js download. Okay, and just go to this site, the first link, and now here in the LTS section, depending on your OS, download anything. For me, like see, mine is Windows, right? So I'm going to download this Windows installer 64-bit. So depending on your PC, you can like add anything. If your PC is Mac, if your PC is Linux, depending on your PC, you can download any version of Node.js. So just download it. It will give you a MSI or exe file. Just double click next to everything and install. That's it. Just like installing a normal software, guys. So I hope you'll be able to install it, because I have already installed in my PC, so I'm not installing it again, but I hope you'll be able to install it. Simple. Just download like a normal software. Next to everything. Agree upon everything. It's fine, and it will be installed. So here is a request. After completing this JS, can you please take a lecture on how to upload our website over the internet and make it globally accessible? Nikhil, I think we have a session for that, right, buddy? We also have AWS Essentials, where we, I think, teach that. So let me see. Let me talk to the team once, and then I'll tell you if we can do that. Don't worry, buddy. Let me see. I'll talk to the team. Okay, guys. Now, one more thing. Like, I'm not going to keep you blank. So I'll also tell you what exactly is Node.js. Okay. Like, you should also understand like why we are installing it. So let me open a notepad. Why I'm opening Node.js. Let me open a notepad. I'll also tell you what exactly is Node.js. So Node.js, what is it? So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime. That means it is nothing but a running environment for JavaScript. Now, guys, see, when JavaScript was created, the running environment for JavaScript was only the browser. That means JS was limited to the browser. That means you can only write JS with HTML so that it can be executed in the browser. But if you talk about C language, C++, Java, you can write it anywhere in any kind of PC. But JS was only limited to the browser. But in 2009, a person named Rayan Dahl created something called as Node.js. Okay, so Node.js is nothing but a JavaScript runtime, a running environment for JavaScript, just like JRE that runs Java, just like C compiler that runs C. So Node.js is nothing but a software that basically is a runtime of JavaScript. So what you can do is you can install this in your PC, and once you install this in your PC, you can run JavaScript anywhere freely. You can run JavaScript anywhere freely in anywhere in your PC, not only in the browser. So by that, you don't only have to write JavaScript with an HTML page. You can write JavaScript freely, just like a normal language. So that's what Node.js is, guys. Simple. It's simply a JavaScript running environment. That is it. If you install it, you can run JavaScript anywhere. Okay. And since React is a JavaScript library and it uses a lot of dependencies of some extra modules that are provided by Node.js, so you also have to install Node.js because of that. Okay, because when you install React, okay, React uses a lot of libraries or packages that are provided by Node.js environment. Okay, that's why you also have to install Node.js before starting with React. Is that clear, everyone? So the first thing is, when you install Node.js, what are the things that happen? The first thing that happens is it gives you a running environment, okay, for JavaScript. It gives you a running environment for JavaScript. Second thing that you get is a lot of inbuilt packages that are required to run few things of JavaScript. So first thing you get a running environment to run JavaScript. Second thing you get is a lot of inbuilt packages that are required to do different things in JavaScript. The third thing that you get here is npm. So you also get npm, that is nothing but node package manager. Okay, so what it is, it's a tool that helps you to download, install, uninstall, and maintain third-party packages or inbuilt packages. So see, Node.js already comes with a lot of inbuilt packages, but you can use npm to download or uninstall or maintain packages. Okay, so you can use it to uninstall any packages that you don't need, install any packages that you need. Okay, so there are a lot of developers in the world who create JavaScript packages. They think, okay, this functionality might be required, so let's create a package for it and upload it on the net so that everyone in this world can use it. Okay, and you can also create your own packages and upload it so that anyone in this world can use it. So this npm is used to install packages that are created by someone else and uninstall if you don't need them. So when you install Node.js, these are the three things you get: a running environment, inbuilt packages, npm. Npm stands for Node Package Manager. Vijay Chaudhary, is it clear, buddy? So npm stands for Node Package Manager. What exactly do you mean by packages and inbuilt packages, sir? See, inbuilt packages means something that comes with Node.js. So when you install it, okay, all the packages that come with it, all the important and mandatory packages that come with Node.js are called as inbuilt packages. But there are a lot of people in this world who are also creating some other packages depending on the needs of the world. For example, I think, okay, a lot of people in this world may require calculator functions, addition functions, subtraction functions. So what I can do is I can create a set of functions and then I can upload it on the internet as a JS package. And then people can install it and use it in their projects so that they don't have to write that. They can use my packages. When I say my package, that means nothing but a collection of functions that I have created. At the end, everything is a code, guys. Okay, so a package is nothing but a collection of functionalities. That means it is nothing but a code. But that is something that I'm not writing. It is written by someone else. I'm simply using it. So when I say inbuilt, that means that comes with Node.js. Okay, and when we install something other than the inbuilt packages, that is called as third-party package. That means someone else has created it and I'm using it. Is it clear, Hanila? I hope you're cleared now. Okay, guys, so this is one thing that you need to install if you want to run React or any JavaScript library or framework. Okay, so to run React properly, or to use the React library, or to download the React library, you are going to need this. Okay, Node.js. That's it. So this is one thing that you have to install. The second thing that you need is a browser. I hope everyone has it because you're watching on you're watching this on YouTube, so you might be having it. So a browser, Chrome would be suggested, but you can use Mozilla or IE if you want. But yeah, use Chrome. Okay. So two things. The third thing that you need is a code editor, some place where you're going to write and maintain your code, right? Okay, guys. So now for that, I'm going to use something called as VS Code. Now again, guys, you can use anything else. You can go ahead and use Sublime Text, brackets, whatever you want. But I'm going to use VS Code as it is like one of the most famous going on in the world right now, one of the most useful. And yeah, it is one of the best right now. Just search for VS Code download and then just go to the first link. And now again, depending on your PC, whether it is Windows, Linux, or Mac, download it. Like for me, mine is Windows, right? So I'm going to go to this system installer, 64-bit. It will again give me a exe file. I just have to double click, next, 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 and install. And that's it. These are the three things that you need: Node.js, VS Code, and a browser. What is Scratch? Web Villain. Scratch is nothing but Scratch is like, see, Scratch is like from the base, from the start, zero. You getting my point? When I say I'm developing a project from scratch, that means I am doing everything from the start, from creating the first file. That is what I mean when I say scratch. Is it cleared? Web Villain. So guys, these are the three things you need, and that's it. That's all. So are we cleared, guys? Please tell me, everyone. Are we cleared? Guys, everyone, are we cleared? Let me change the video quality for a second, guys. Yep, it is good. Okay, so that's it. That's all. And now we are good to go. Okay, so now the first thing that you need here is you need to install the React library. The first thing is you need to install the React library to start building a React project. And to install a React library, you need a tool. Okay, so guys, understand the whole system here. You need to install React library to start with a React project, because you need that React library because it has all the packages that you need. And to install React library, you need a tool. And to install that tool, we're going to use npm, because as I told you, npm is, we're going to use it to install, uninstall, manage packages and tools. So let's use npm to install the tool that will help us to install a React library or React project, whatever you call it. React library, React project, React framework, whatever you would like to call it, you can call it. Okay, so open your command prompt, guys. Okay, now see if you have installed Node. Okay, let me just increase the font size for a second. So properties, I hope this much font is visible. Guys, everyone please tell me if this is visible. Guys, is this visible to you? This font size, everyone please. Is the font size visible? Okay. So now open a command prompt. Okay, that's fine. And let me just go to the desktop for now. So cd to desktop. Here we go. Now I'm on the desktop. That means whatever I do will be on the desktop now. Okay, not that much. Because if I increase it more than this, then it will like become very big for me. Okay, let me just do it. I think a lot of people from you are watching on mobile, so it might be an issue for you. Okay, so now let me just make it 50. I hope that will be visible for sure. I hope this is visible now, because now I'm not going to make it bigger than this. It's like too big now. Okay, so I hope this is also like properly like visible in mobile. Now guys, see if you have installed Node.js perfectly. Okay, to check it, you can run this node space -v. Just run this command. If you run this command and if you get this version, that means your Node.js is installed perfectly. If it is you're not getting this, that means there's some issue with Node.js. There's some issue with the installation of Node.js. Okay, so node-v should give you a version of Node.js. Okay, now then, as I told you, Node is installed. That's fine. Okay, all the packages that I need to run basic JavaScript like outside the browser is my PC is set up for running JavaScript outside the browser. But I don't need that right now. What I need is I need to install or download a React library so that I can like create a React project. And for that, I need a tool that I'm going to install with the help of npm. So let's install that tool. And the tool name is create React app. So to install that tool, you have to run npm install -g. -g means install it globally. Okay, that means install it everywhere in my PC. Because see, if I don't use -g, it will be only installed for this desktop area, desktop folder. That means I can use that tool only in the desktop folder when I'm at the desktop. I cannot use it anywhere else. So that's why I'm mentioning -g. That stands for global. So install this tool globally for my whole PC so that I can use this tool anywhere in my PC. That's it. So npm install -g. The tool name is create React app. It will take around a minute to install, maybe. Depends on the internet connection, guys. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, done. Just in 5 seconds, the tool is installed. So now we have installed this tool. The tool name is create React app. Now let's use this tool to download a React project on the desktop. Now you can download it anywhere, guys. So you just have to travel properly. So if you want, you can like close it. Okay. And let's say you want to create a folder. So let me just create a folder for you. So new folder, and let me like name it lectures. Now if I go inside this, you can also open a command prompt here. So open Windows terminal, and here we go. So it's up to you now. Anywhere you want, anywhere you want. Okay. But I can't increase the font size or what for this? Why can't I increase the font size? Okay, now it's a guys, it's a new Windows 11, so they still have a like little more bugs. That's fine. See, now I don't have any option, and even I don't know like how to increase the font size because it just has been like 2 days since I've installed Windows 11. So I also have to explore. But that's fine. I just told you you can do it anywhere. So let me open command prompt normally now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, now let me again go back to desktop. So cd to desktop. You can go to any folder. It's totally up to you. Okay, and now then use that tool. So create React app. It is installed, guys. Okay, it is installed in my PC. That's why I can use it. So create React app space the project name that you want to give. Okay, so let me call it demo. Okay, and right now I'm installing it on desktop. You can go to any path of your particular folder, install it there. CD desktop. CD desktop means change directly to desktop. It's normal command language, right? In PCs. So CD desktop means I want to go to desktop. Currently, I'm in the admin folder. So CD desktop means I want to go in the desktop folder. Okay, and you can travel to any folder. CD to any folder, and you can go there. CD to any path in your PC, and you can go there. Is it clear, Sunkavili? It's very basic. So if you like just go on YouTube and search right how to like work with command prompt in Windows, you'll understand all these basic commands. It's very easy. Okay. So create React app, and the app name I'm giving is demo. Guys, you can go to any folder. It's totally up to you, right? And just enter. Now it will take a little time. Again, it depends on the internet connection. Maybe it will take around 1 to 2 minutes sometimes. Is it not working? I'm trying this for the first time in Windows 11. So even I'm not sure if it will work perfectly. I don't know if it is working. Okay, let me try PowerShell. See guys, that's one issue. That is one issue. I don't know if all of this works perfectly. Let me have my PowerShell. Let me open Windows PowerShell for safety. It's the same thing. No, it's PowerShell now. Let me increase the font size for this as well. See, that's the issue I'm facing after Windows 11. I still don't know how to do a lot of things. Windows 10 was there 2 days back. Okay. So again, let me go to desktop. I hope the command will work. Let me just do it. Create React app. Okay. Please specify the project. Yeah, it is working. Now the command is working, guys. Now that's fine. So let's go. Create React. You can use a normal command prompt. See, in Windows 10, everything works. In Windows 11, there was some issue with the command prompt. So I basically started my PowerShell. In Windows 10, in any other Windows, you can normally go for any command prompt. In Linux, you can just open your shell and do it. Okay, so create React app, and the project name I'm going to give is demo. Now it should be, yeah, now it's starting. Here we go. Is there any way to run it on Android? Like we can run HTML and CSS through spec editor mobile app. So is there some way through it which Nikhil, I don't know. See, I also like know you can run HTML and CSS in on your mobile with you by using some editors, but I'm not sure about what do you say learning like writing React in mobile phones. So I'm not sure about that. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I find out something. I'll tell it to you tomorrow. If you're there, Nikhil, tomorrow I'll tell you. Let me find out some editors. Let me see if there are any editors that help us to write React in mobile phones. And guys, one more thing: in Windows 10 and any other Windows, this will work perfectly fine. It is just a beta version of Windows 11, so I think that's why that command prompt was not working. But in your case, it should work. Okay. So first thing is npm install -g create React app. So let me open a notepad. I'll keep all this commands there so that I can share this with you. So first thing to install the tool command is npm install -g create React app. Then create a React project. The command is create React app and the project name that you want to give. That's it. These are the two commands, guys. Okay, so you have to run these two commands after installing Node.js and everything. If you run these two commands, that's it. You'll get a React project. Now it will take around 2 minutes for me. Let it install. So everyone, are we understanding, guys? Are we understanding till now? Don't worry, don't worry. I'll also show you how to run the project today itself. Okay, and then tomorrow we're going to do amazing things. Tomorrow we'll see how to create components, how to pass props, how to do everything. And here we go. Almost installed, guys. Almost installed. Maybe it will take around 30 more seconds. So first of all, guys, everyone, are we understanding everything till now? Guys, please tell me. Are we understanding everything till now? Everyone. And here we go. It's done. And now we have our project. Let me see. It's here on the desktop. Here we go. See that, guys? So now we have a demo folder here. That is nothing but your project folder. Okay. And if you open it, it looks something like this. It has few folders and few files, and we are going to understand everything about that. So first of all, everyone, are we cleared with how to install a React project? Tell me that. Till now, we haven't started React. Okay. The thing that we are doing is we are only installing React. You can also go online and search for React project download. You can download a folder directly. So instead of using command prompt, you can also download a project directly. But by using command prompt, you can always get an updated version of the React library, right? So that's the best thing. Till now, we haven't started React. We only saw how to download things. And these are the two commands that you have to use. First one, to install the tool. And the second one, to install the project. And now then, we can go ahead and see. Now see, here, the folders are not quite visible. So let's do one thing. Let's open this project in VS Code. Okay, the editor. So let's open VS Code here. Here we go. Okay, so once you open VS Code, for all the new people, once you open VS Code, it will look something like this. For all the new people, it will look something like this. You can close this get started page. We don't need it. So close it. And now then, file, open folder. You're opening your project in VS Code so that we can see and do everything properly, so that we don't have to go back to the folder again and again. We can have the access of that folder directly in VS Code, so that we can do directly everything here. We don't have to go outside again and again. So just do open folder and then search for your project. It's on desktop and the project name is demo. Select that and here we go. Again, close it and let me zoom the VS Code for you a little. Control press is the shortcut. So here we go, guys. These are the files and folders that you're getting. Now let's try to understand each one of them. Let's try to understand each one of them. So now, guys, you have actually installed a React project. Can I use VS Code in my Windows XP, sir? Computer is old. I think yes, maybe. I have never used Windows XP, so I don't know about that. But I think yes, definitely. You can use it. If your Windows XP is running good till now, I think you can definitely use it. Okay, guys. So now you have installed a React project. So now see, I'm not telling you you have installed a React library. You have installed a React project, okay, in which library is also there, plus few files that will help you get started with the project. Okay, and now we're going to talk about everything. Okay, guys, so let's try to understand what are the things that you're getting here. Okay, and let's start from the bottom, because bottom things are very simple, very plain. So let's start from the bottom. So the first file that you have is this readme.md. That is nothing but a readme file in which you mention details about the project, so that in any case in future someone else takes this project from you, they can also see. So you can mention some extra details or extra connections or extra things that you tried to do in this project in the readme file. If you want, you can also delete it. It won't affect the project. It's only for documentation of few things that you're trying to do in the project for other people to understand your project. Okay, so if you want, you can also delete it. Completely not required. Then the next file is very important. That is package.json. Think of it like the configuration file of your project. Okay, so if you open it, so you have a lot of things here. You have a lot of things mentioned here. Don't worry about everything right now. You don't have to understand everything right now. What it holds is, it holds the name of the project, the version of the project, the libraries that your project is using internally. Okay, so all the information related to your project is mentioned here. Is that clear? And you can see in this dependencies section, it is mentioned what libraries your project is using. You can see somewhere React is also mentioned. That means your project is also using React library. And we need that, right? I want this project to use the React library so that I can take the benefits of React. Is that clear? So package.json is nothing but a configuration file of your project where everything related to your project is mentioned. All the libraries it is using, the name, the version, and everything. Okay, so that is what is package.json. Okay, that's it. And then there is one more that is not so important to open and see, but I'll still explain you what it is. So package.json holds the information about the project information as well as the library information. Package log.json holds the information about all the packages and libraries you're using in your project. Detailed information. See, in package.json, it was only mentioned, fine, your project is using React and this is the version. That's cool. This is the version that you installed initially. In package.log, everything is mentioned. Everything related to your libraries or dependencies that you're using in your project. Everything, literally everything. Okay, so if you search for React here, it will tell you you're using React, which version of React, where to find that React module, what is the integrity, what is the encryption. Everything about a particular dependency is mentioned here. Everything. Detailed description of your dependency. Here you only mention I'm using this and initial version is this. Here I'm using this library with this version. This is the integrity. This is the encryption of that library and everything. Now we are not going to come here a lot. We are not going to come here a lot in this package lock, but I just told you. So package is the information of your project. Package lock is the information of all the libraries or the packages that your project is using in detailed information of libraries. Is that clear, guys? Okay, so not so important in terms of readability. Very important in terms of readability. Package JSON is very important. Package lock is not very important, but yeah, it is an important part of the project, but not important for developers directly. Then you have this Git Ignore. You can again delete it, not at all important, but why it is there? So it's a file in which you can mention all the files and folders that you don't want to upload to Git. So if you connect your project to Git, I hope everyone knows what is Git. It's basically a version control system where you can upload your project and maintain versions of your project. Okay, so when you upload your project, which files you want Git to ignore? Fine, don't take this file. Okay, so you create some files for doing some things, but you don't want to upload it to Git. When you upload your project, you can mention it in Git Ignore. So while uploading, Git will ignore those files. It will not take it. So you can create some testing files internally and you can have it only for project, not for uploading. Okay, so you can mention that in Git Ignore, but right now it's not important, guys. You can completely delete it. Then now let's start from the top. So the next is node modules. So now what is node modules? One of the most important folders, the heaviest folder in your project, contain like takes the 96% size or 98% size of your project. Okay, what is that? That is the place where all the libraries are stored, all the packages that your project is using are stored. See, everything. Somewhere if you find React library will also be there. So your project is not only using React is the most important package or library that you're using, but it still has a lot of things. Okay, so it has a lot of libraries, a lot of packages. So this is node modules. This is the place where all the libraries and packages used by your project are stored. In future, if you install any more libraries, they will also be stored in node modules. Is that clear, guys? Everyone, are we clear till now? Guys, please tell me, are we getting cleared? And then you have this public folder. Okay, now this is one important folder, but we are not going to come here a lot. Okay, so all the images that your project is using, videos, audios, media files, you can store it here. Icons, videos, audios, images, everything that your project is using, you can store it here. But that's not important. The important thing is this file, index.html. This is the file that runs when you run your project. This is the only file that runs on the browser when you run your project. This is the only file that is displayed as the output, index.html, an only file. This is the only file that will be displayed. Okay, is that cleared? So everything else that you're going to create are going to be components. Okay, and your components will be loaded on index.html, and then in the output, index.html will execute. Okay, so when you change things, only the component changes. Only the component changes. This file will always be there. That means if I have to tell you, let me open a Jamboard to explain you this a little better. Okay, think of it like this, guys. See, think of it like this. This is your index.html. Okay, this is your output. Okay, so you create a lot of things. You create a header component, you create a banner component, a footer component, a gallery component, a product component. Okay, that's it. And this is the page that is running in the browser. This is the page, index.html. So sometimes header component is in there, product component is in there, banner component is there, and you can see your output. In future, if you click somewhere or do something, maybe some components will be removed and some other components will be added. Let's say this component was removed and some other component is added, and your output is changing based on that. But the page that is running will always be staying. It will always be index.html. And that's why any application that you create with React is considered as a single page application. You're not creating multiple pages, you're creating multiple components that are loaded on only one page, and they are just changing. So you get an effect of pages are changing, but your pages are not changing, your components are changing. That's why your mind is saying output change, but page is only one, that is index.html. And that's why the applications that you create with React are considered as SPAs, single page applications. Is it clear, everyone? Sunjin, you can open a command prompt as admin. You can also open a command prompt normally. It's totally fine, Sunjin. Both will work. In this case, it opened directly with admin. Okay, but in your case, you can open it with open your normal command prompt as well. Is it cleared, Sunjin? So it works. It totally works. So guys, are we cleared, everyone? Are we clear? So when you click somewhere, you might remove some components, add some other components, and your page will look different, but it's only one page, guys. And this is the page, index.html. And the best part is you're not going to come here. You're never going to come here. You're never going to come here. We are not going to come here. Okay, so let's close it. Let's let it be there. But yeah, let's just focus on one thing. I want to show you something. See this div right here, div id root. This is a div in which all your components will be there placed. This is the div. In between this div, all your components will be placed. But we're not going to do that. React will do that. We're not going to do that. So don't worry about it. Let's leave it. Leave it and close it. Now then, enough of public folder. Now let's move to the folder that is most important to us, where we are actually going to do everything. And that is the src folder. Okay, this is the one. So now you by default get what? By default, you get a single component. Okay, so there is one component that you get by default in a React project, and that component is called as app component. Remember, guys, every component in React is nothing but a JS file. Okay, every component in a React project is nothing but a JS file. Sometimes it might also have a CSS file. Okay, but yeah, if it is a component, it is a JS file. Okay, and sometimes it might have a CSS file as well. But don't worry, it's not directly a JS file. There are a few more things to it. But right now, for understanding, just think of it like this. When I create a component, I create a JS file. When I create a component, I create a JS file. But don't worry, in a single JS file, you can also create multiple components. Okay, but for now, just understand that every component is nothing but a JS file. When we go deep, I'll tell you more about this, because it's not completely true. But for now, it's better for understanding. So far, it reminds me of Angular application. Yeah, because Angular is also a JS framework. But yeah, the best part is React doesn't force you to follow a coding style, because Angular is a framework, React is a library. So Angular forces you the style onto you. You have to follow a particular approach. React is completely free. Follow your approach, use my things, and follow your approach. Whatever you want, do it. And React is much more faster. Okay, but yeah, both are fine. I'm not comparing both. Both are good. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let's move ahead. Okay. So now you can see, right, few folders here. Now, first of all, let me delete the things that we don't need. Okay. First of all, guys, see this setup test.js. It's a test file. We don't need it. You can delete it. See this report web vitals. It's for performance. We don't need it. You can also delete this. Okay. Now then, see this three files here. Okay. Also, this is test file. You can also delete it. So let me delete it actually. Why are I keeping it? This. Delete. Here we go. Now, simple to understand, right? Those are testing and performance file. We don't need them. So three files I've deleted, and now we have these files. This is just a logo file. Even if you don't open it, it's fine. Now let's focus on this. Now see, here we have two CSS files and two JS files. Okay. But in this, there is only one component. And this is the component, app.js. And this is the CSS file of that component. And see, this is how a component looks like. Let me just zoom out the code a little bit. This is how a component looks like. It's nothing but a function. Don't worry, I'll also teach you how to create your own component. Don't worry about it. But right now, let's do it for understanding. So it's nothing but a function that is returning some HTML. Right now, this is HTML. I'll tell you what actually it is. But right now, it's HTML. So you can see, right, it's nothing but a function where the function name and the file name is same, and it is returning some HTML. That's it. That's what a component is. and it also has a CSS file where the CSS for that component is written. The CSS for the HTML that it is returning is written there. Is it clear? So a component is actually nothing but a function. Now, you can also create a component using a class. So there are two types of component in React. Function based component. So when you create a component using functions, it's called as a functional based component. When you create a component using classes, it's called as a class based component. In this case, right now, it's a functional based component. I'll also teach you how to create a class based component. Don't worry. But for now, and yes, what I was telling is, if you want to create one more component in the same file, you can create one more function. But normally we don't do that, because see, personally I never do that, because I follow the idea of a JS file is a component. Okay, that's why in a single JS file I create a single component. Okay, so that it's easier for me to understand. I can literally see the file name and I can say what component it is. But I cannot do that if my single file is containing a lot of functions and a lot of components, right? I cannot do that. That's why I simply create a single component in a single file. And a component, if you see, it's nothing but a function that is returning some HTML. That's all. That is all. So is it clear, guys? So if you want to create a header component, you'll create a separate file, create a function inside it, and return the headers HTML, the headers output. If you want to create a products component, create a separate file, create a function, products function, return the products HTML part of that. Is it clear, everyone? Guys, are we understanding? Please tell me. Are we understanding? Guys, everyone, all the 90 people watching now. Everyone, guys, are we understanding? Don't worry about imports and exports. I'm going to tell you everything about it when we start to code. Right now, we have to understand. A lot of time what happens is people start writing React code, but they don't understand the folder structure, and that's why they use a lot of time, right? Because they are writing, but they don't know how things work. So that's it. First of all, we have to understand everything. Okay. Please explain component once. A component can be a function or a class, but normally, let's say it's a function. So function is nothing but a component which is returning some HTML. So whenever you use this component, this HTML will be generated there. That's it. That's it. That's all. Okay. So if I want to create a header component, if I want to give example, let's say I want to create a header component. So I'll do this function header. Okay. Then return. Then inside that, it might return a div with a class of header slash div and everything, whatever you want to write for headers, all the navigations, the logo items, everything you can mention here. So you can basically create the whole header section here. Like when you create a normal project, if I tell you to create a header with navigation and logo, what you will do? You'll write a lot of HTML for it, right? You'll write divs, sections, navigations, logo, and everything. All of that you can write here. And now, wherever you use this component, this HTML will be available there. That's it. Okay. So now, wherever I use the app component, this whole HTML will be the output of the app component. Is it clear, guys? Don't worry, I'll also show you today only how to use a component. But remember, guys, yes, don't worry, Sumed. Yeah, don't worry about the class name. But right now, we don't have to talk about that, right? That was just an example. Don't worry about that, Sumit. First of all, we have to understand why we are using class name instead of class. So we also have to understand a few more things before moving on to class name. So don't worry. Okay. So guys, that's how things are. Okay. And then when you create a component, you also export it. Why you export it? So that you can import it anywhere else. So if you don't export your component, you cannot import it. So whenever you create a component, you export it so that you can import it somewhere else and use it. So if you want to import something, you have to export, and that's how you export it. Export default, and basically in this case, your function name, because it's a functional component. So your function is your component. So function app, this is the HTML that is returning, and I'm exporting this component. So export default app. Now let's see where it is imported. So that file is this index.js. Now again, it's very important, but we're going to visit this very rarely. But let's try to understand it. So let's go to this file. And now here is the rendering part. This is the file responsible for taking all your components and putting where? On the index.html file, on this file. This file. inside this root div. I told you, right? Every component that you create will come here at the end. Okay. So basically, this is the file responsible for it. This is the file taking all your component and putting it on the index.html inside the root division. See this React.dom render and see. Can you see this? Our app component is imported here. So import app from the folder name. Okay, don't worry about it. We're going to learn about it. Don't worry. But see, your app component is imported here because we exported it from there. So export default app. We exported the component so that it can be imported here. So it is imported here, and see, that's how you use it. So you use your component just like a normal tag. You use your component just like a normal tag. That's it. Okay, and then see, at the end I'm telling it, take the app component and put it onto the root element. Document.get element by id root. And what is the root element? This is the one. This is the div which is having the id of root. That's it. So take this and render it on or push it on the root div. Push it inside the root div. Whatever output this app component is giving, push it in the root element. Now, to explain this to you perfectly, let me open a Jamboard. Okay. Now see guys how it works. First, you have your main thing. That is nothing but what? Your index.html. Then you have the next section. That is nothing but what? Your index.js. I'm showing you how React works, guys. So don't worry. Because see, in this project structure, it is basically mentioned that normally you're going to be importing JS files. That's why no need of extension for that. So it is made like that. Is it clear, Abhishek? It is made like that because mostly you're going to be importing JS files only. So it is made like that you don't have to mention it. You don't have to like mention about this thing. It is internally understood. Okay, guys. Now focus on how things work, guys. So now see, you know that we have HTML file, you know that we have JS file, and finally we have our app component. Okay, that is again a JS file. That is app.js. Okay, now guys, focus. This is the HTML file, which is basically viewable on the browser, right? It is displayed on the browser. So let's say this is my browser, and this HTML file is viewed on the browser. So now what is happening? This index.js function is responsible for taking your app component and displaying it on index.html, and then it will be visible on the browser. It will be visible on the browser. Okay, that means your index.js file only takes the app component and pushes it onto the index.html, and then it is displayed in the browser. That means what if I create 10 components in future? Then what I have to do? So guys, remember, app.js app component is your parent component. That is the most important component you'll have. Okay, and now every other component that you create, like header component, banner component, everything that you create, you have to put it on app component. You're not going to put it on index.js. No, our job is to create components and put it inside the app component, and then this app component goes to the index.html. That means we are not going to do anything. We are simply going to create components and we're going to put it onto the app component. That means whatever we create doesn't matter. We have to put it on the app component at the end. Right now, there's no other component. There's only app component. But if we create much like few more components, we also have to put it on the app component. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? So that's how things work in React. So see, these things are already settled up. We are not doing it. It is done by React project. This is what we have to do. We have to create our own components and we have to put it on the app component. And then whatever is in the app component will be pushed to index.html, and then it will be displayed in the browser. That's it. That's the whole job done. Simple, easy. Is it cleared, guys? Are we cleared? So by default, we have only one component, that is app component, which will produce some output. But in future, we're going to remove it and we're going to put our own components onto that. Okay. So understand, guys, we don't have to worry about index.js. We're never going to come here. So you can just close it. But remember what it does. It takes your app component and puts it on the index.html. That is what you have to remember. That's it. That is the job of index.js. And this is how you import a file. So when you export something, You import it like this. And don't worry, I'll teach this to you again. I just showed you right now that, see, we have actually imported the app component. But I'll show you everything. I'll show you how to export. I'll show you how to import. I'll show you everything. Don't worry. But first of all, okay, and also let me remove few codes from here, because see, you guys remember that? You guys remember, right? We deleted the report web vitals file, and see, it is imported here. So it will cause an error. Remove this line. You also know that we also, okay, now we can't call this function because this is also related to report web vitals, and we deleted it. So remove the things that you have deleted, save it, and close it. Doesn't matter now. And now then, Ruxana, can you tell me what is the confusion? Directly tell me what exactly is your confusion, Ruxana. Can you tell me that? Ruxana, are you there? Can you tell me what exactly is the confusion? Where are you getting confused? See, guys, if you get confused in any of the topics, directly tell me the confusion. Okay, so I can solve it. How it is referencing the root div element in the, because we didn't add the index.json script src. You don't have to worry about that. It is internally all settled up. You don't have to worry about that. These files are connected. You don't have to worry about that. You never have to worry about that. Are you getting my point? That's how the project structure works. We are not doing anything. All these things are set. I told you, right? This basic structure, this basic working is settled up already. We don't have to worry about that. Our job is to create components now. Is it clear? But yeah, all the things will work. You don't have to worry about that. These things are already settled up. Okay. So guys, are we cleared? We don't have to like go to this index.html or index.js anymore. No, we are only going to go to app.js. That's it. Okay. Now guys, let me show you. Let's run this project and let's see what is the output that we are getting. Okay, let me show you. Okay, and right now, see guys, right now we have only one component, and that one component is displayed on the index.html. That means this is the output that you're going to get. You're going to only get the output of this code, right? This code. Let's see what is the output. So save it. Now let's see how to run a React project, guys. Everyone please focus. Let's see how to run a React project. So what you can do is you can open a terminal that is inbuilt inside VS Code. So you see this option here, guys, terminal. Just click on that. Click on new terminal. And basically a command prompt is opened internally for you in VS Code. So no need to worry about anything. A command prompt is internally opened for you. Now just go here and run npm start. That's it. That's all. It will take like 1 minute and execute the project for you. So it will start the server and it will execute the project for you. See, it is starting. Now it is done and you can access it on this particular location. So copy this location, go in your favorite browser. So let me just get a browser window for you and just paste it. Localhost colon 3000. That's it. And here we go. This is the default output of your code. This is the output of. So right now, this is your index.html. But on index.html, we actually have the output of app component. Is it clear? So this code that you have in the app component, this thing, see this one, it is generating that. See, you have this image tag here, image logo. This is nothing but your logo, this one. And if you see properly, see this p tag, edit src app.js and save to reload. Same thing, see here. So are you understanding? Now, if you want, you can actually go ahead and remove everything. Let's do it. Make it blank. Remove everything and just write a simple h1 and write welcome to React. Just save it and the changes will be automatically applied. You don't have to worry about refreshing the page. Just save it. Save. Here we go. You go to the page now. Here we go. Welcome to React. So guys, are we clear? It is zoomed now. Let me just zoom it out a little bit. Here we go. This is how it normally looks. Actually, this is how it normally looks. So let me zoom it a little more. How that logo auto rotate? That's a GIF. I feel they are using a GIF. Oh, no, that's a SVG, not a GIF. Sorry, that's a SVG. So it's a SVG file. That animation is internally written. So we don't have to worry about. I think no, that animation is written here in app.css. See here. Here we go. but animation is written here. You can remove it, but see, that's how it is rotating, Sarma. It's not auto rotate. They have written the code for it. They have written the CSS. So it's a SVG file, and the code to rotate that is here. It's a CSS code. Is it clear? It's simple. So I thought they animated the SVG, but no, they have written the CSS. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? So React is nothing but a simple JS library, okay, that helps you to do a lot of things. You have to install the create React app tool to install a React project. Once you install the React project, you have a lot of files and folders. Now we know what are these files and folders. So node modules is to store all the packages that your project is using. Public is for your main file, that is in the HTML, and all for all the images and audio and video files, for the media files. SRC is the place where your components and everything are going to be stored. So in future, I'm also going to create components in the same folder. Package lock is basically holding the information of all the libraries and packages your project is using, detailed everything. Package.json is basically your configuration file. It also holds the information of libraries, but like in an abstract way, and also information about your project. That's it. And React is all about components, but you get one component by default, that is app component. Okay. And you saw that app component is nothing but a function that is returning some HTML. But it's not actually HTML. So tomorrow we'll talk about what actually it is. It's not actually HTML. So you guys have to tune in tomorrow to see how to create your own component and everything. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, and tomorrow I'll also show you how to export and import things. See guys, whatever you create, a function, a class, or anything, you have to export it if you want to import it somewhere else. If you want to use it somewhere else, you have to export it. That's how JS works. Okay, so if you create a function, and if you want someone to use that function somewhere else, you have to export it so that someone else can use it somewhere else and import it. It's the controversial topic that React is. Yeah, that's a controversial topic. Okay, so that's what I told you, right? It's a 70% library but 30% framework. It's not too big to become a framework, but it's not too small to become a library. So it's basically in between somewhere, library and framework. When I create using npm, it's not work, but when you use npx, it works. Why? When you use npm, first of all, you have to install it. You use npx directly to run the create React app. When you use npm, you cannot run the create React app. You are simply installing it. So you have to run the create React app separately, Sarma. Is it clear? Because when you use npx, you're directly running the create React app tool online. But when you use npm, you're downloading, you're not running that. Is it clear? So guys, please tell me, is everything cleared for you guys today? In HTML, CSS, do we export? No, you don't do it there. No, you don't do it there. But yeah, there's a way of including things, but again, it requires JavaScript or some other language. So guys, are we cleared with everything? Please tell me. And because of Windows 11, I got stuck somewhere because I didn't know how it will work, because it's only been 2 days since I have installed Windows 11. So even I didn't know few things. So that command prompt was not working. Not a problem. You can use any normal command prompt. Okay. So guys, I really hope that you guys understood. Thank you, Pratik. That means a lot, buddy. So I really hope that you guys understood everything. Okay. Today was only a basic session. So we only learned how to install the React project and how to run it and what is a component. That's it. Tomorrow, guys, see, don't worry, guys. Till now, we haven't started any coding part. So for all the people who are like who are confused, the coding will be tough. Don't worry, because we haven't started it yet. Tomorrow we will start with the actual coding part. Tomorrow we'll see how to create components, how to export. So don't worry, if you're not understanding how to export and import, don't worry. Tomorrow we'll see everything. So I'll show you how to create components. I'll show you how to export things, how to import things, how to use your components, how to pass props. I'll show you everything tomorrow. So no need to worry at all. Okay. So sorry to ask, it is first day or other. It is first day, Vikas. This is the first day. This is the first day. We only learned how to install the project and how does the directory look like and what are the folders and what is the significance of a folder. Okay, in what folders what things are stored, and we only talked about how React works and we basically ran it. Now tomorrow we'll see about the coding part. We'll create components and everything. How to schedule for tomorrow video? You just have to register for the course, buddy. That's it. Tomorrow it will be again at the same time, 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, exactly at same time, Marcin. So what you have to do is you simply have to like register for the course and you'll get the mail. That's it. And the registration link in the chat, guys. So Vaidehi, can you please put the registration link in the chat as well? That's great, Web William. That's great, buddy. That's really great. That's really great, buddy. Okay, so I want all of you guys to be there, and also please, guys, tell your friends so that they can also join and learn a lot of things. And that's it. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the session, but this was the first session. Tomorrow you'll enjoy it a little like more than this because we're going to create things. We're going to write the code. Okay. Yes, on the last day, I am going to create a project, but for to understand the last day, you have to attend all the 4 days, right? Okay, guys. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session. Please let me in the chat, guys, if you guys enjoyed it or not. And I'll see you tomorrow exactly at 6:30 p.m. IST. Okay. And guys, the attendance link is also in the chat. So please, please, please go ahead and fill it. And please register for the course. And if you guys also want to like learn more with me, not only React, everything from scratch, and if you guys like want to build projects with me and do everything, we also have advanced courses. So the link to the advanced courses is also in the chat. If you register on that, we'll contact you personally and you can talk to us about what do you want to learn, and you can directly like have sessions with me and more trainers like me where you can attend everything. Okay, everything from scratch, like full stack web development is there, full stack app development, full stack Python development, everything is there. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. So bye bye, guys. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye bye. Have a great night, everyone. Bye bye.